Hey Les, welcome to the Community Living Golf event. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. We'll go ahead and put you back in your address position, and then we'll take a look at a few things for you. Okay, so while we got you back here in your address position, setup looks really good with respect to your posture. Your spine is straight and on a tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Arms hang down nice and naturally out in front of you, and the club works out to the ball. So achieving a really good posture here. In association with posture, we do also look at balance. And right now, I'm not sure if you can see, but your balance is a little bit back on your heels. So what you want to do is you want to take your sternum and your head, and you want to move it ever so gently forward to take the weight from currently being back in your heels, displacing a little bit more on the balls of your feet so you're a little bit more athletic ready. So you would just simply take this entire body position, and your spine would end up being sort of over here a little bit more. The legs would be in the exact same position, but with the center of gravity just a little bit more forward. Okay? That would just be a subtle refinement if I were working on your golf game and dealing with posture. Next thing we can observe with your alignment, we see that your feet are aiming out to the right a little. Theoretically, your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet. Parallel lines on camera will have an appearance of converging, so that will help you here. But nonetheless, we are set up to hit sort of the right edge of the fairway, almost meeting the right rough. So we're going to have to see some form of compensation in your golf swing to try and get the ball back towards the center of the fairway. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison here between you and Brandt Snedeker. Now we got some color coded lines on the screen here just to use as reference point as it pertains to swing plane. Hopefully you can see here with Snedeker, see how he's rocked forward a little bit? So you guys are in the same posture, but he's just a little bit more on the balls of his feet. He's rocked forward a little. So that's all you need to do. You just need to rock forward. That ultimately would probably shift the club head obviously a little bit out in front of the ball. So all you need to do is when you shift forward, just slide your hands a little closer to your legs, because they really don't need to be also that far away from you. Okay? So simple little adjustment there. As we initiate the takeaway, simply want to rotate the shoulders, draw the arms and hands back as well as the club, referred to as sort of a one-piece kind of takeaway. And then at this point in time, we're going to incorporate some good wrist hinge into play, where we're transitioning the club from being below our hands to now being above, and then working the club from red up to yellow. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we want the left arm of the club pretty much on the yellow line, full shoulder rotation, and we want to do this about a very stable right leg, keeping the weight on the instep of the right foot. Watch you draw the golf club back here, and what we can see is you sort of pop your hands, you pop your hands out away from your core. So it's almost like you send them out away, almost like you're picking them up, not a lot of shoulder rotation. So it's a very handsy, armsy move where we're going to get a disconnection definitely from the arms to the core and the club to the arms. At this point in time, I can also point out, which we would have seen if we were looking at your swing from face on automatically, we can see that your left hand grip is strong. Just means that at address your left hand's rotated considerably over top of the club. A strong grip will shut the face. So I'm not saying that your grip is strong from a pressure standpoint. I'm saying that your grip is strong from a positioning standpoint. Okay? And then that strong grip is going to cause the club face to want to close. So at this point in time, we continue to pick the hands and arms up, creating a lot of forearm rotation with that strong grip. So because your grip is strong with a lot of forearm rotation, actually your club face is still in a good position. So they're counterbalancing one another. Strong grip, a lot of forearm rotation doesn't cause the club face to open up. You continue to pick your hands and arms up. You start to get a little bit more rotation into play. Still have a nice stable right side, rotating off an axis that has stood up a little bit, so your spine has raised up. And we can see here that you definitely, with your strong grip, you get your left wrist cupped. But ironically, the club face is still in perfect position. But it's in perfect position because you created a lot of forearm rotation, and then the strong grip has counterbalanced that. Okay? So here we are at the top. Again, pretty decent rotation, stable right side. Arms are definitely too steep. Club's a bit laid off. So we really don't get our arms and our club in the right position at the top of the backswing. As we go ahead and create our transition back into the ball, simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left, fire our knees and our hips to the target, unwind the core, fire the hands, and in doing so we want to bring the club from yellow back down on top or red. And that's exactly what we see here. With Snedeker, we see the golf club returning back to plane. The other thing we want to point out is the relationship between the lead form and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. It simply means that the club head right now is remaining above and behind his hands coming into the hitting zone, so therefore he's retaining angle. And when we do this, this is going to allow us to create a lot of power in our golf swing, let alone getting the club to return back to plane, which is ultimately also going to allow us to actually hit a straight golf shot. With you create your transition back into the ball. Good movement from right foot to left foot. Knees and hips are kicking in. Excellent job dropping your hands and arms. So this is really, really nice. Considering how steep you were at the top of your backswing, would have anticipated you come a little bit more over the top. So you've actually returned yourself to a really, really good position here. So we can take a look and say, hey, here's my lead form, here's my golf club, I've got the backwards check mark. So creating power in your golf swing is not going to be an issue. The other thing that we see is your club is returned back to plane. So as long as this club continues to track into the ball from the red line, you're going to be able to hit a straight golf shot based on your alignment. But we do know your grip is strong, so that will have a tendency of shutting the face. But the slight shutting of the face will counterbalance the fact that you're aimed out to the right. So you can see how sort of these are offsetting one another. You're aiming out to the right, you got a strong grip, that'll help you get that ball going to the left, especially if you're coming into the ball from an on-plane position. So as we go ahead and track Snedeker's club coming into the ball, we can simply see that the club is coming into the ball directly from the red line here, directly from on plane. And again, this is what's going to allow us to hit a straight shot in accordance to our alignment, assuming that the club face squares up via having a good grip. So here you are, you're coming into the ball, and you're coming into the ball from perfect plane. So this is really, really good. The only problem is, again, I mentioned that if you swing the club on plane, you have opportunity to hit the ball straight, but straight in accordance to where you're aimed. Again, that's where your alignment is. So here we are. We're aiming out to the right. You're coming in from on plane. Where's the ball going? It's going at the blue flag. But the last element is the grip. And your grip is strong. So there's no way that ball is going to go at the blue flag because your grip is going to shut the face. Face shuts down. Where do we see the ball going? That's right. We see the ball heading a little bit more left of your actual target and a little right of where we want the ball to go. So very likely that ball is going to get out here and it will continue, and then it might have a little soft draw on it, and that ball should stay on line if the timing is good. Unfortunately, if the timing is not good, very likely we'll lose the ball right. If the club face over releases, then we're going to lose the ball left. And if the timing's on, then we will find our intended target. So it really comes down to the timing of the hands. How much do you over release or under release that club? As you move through, you move yourself through a really nice finishing position. Looks great. And you really do have some really good athletic qualities with respect to your swing. Your hands work really well. They come back, they fire through. Your core's working decent. You're a little late with your shoulder rotation, but it eventually gets involved. You've got great footwork going through, allows you to get through to a finish. But if we want to be consistent, three things we need. We have to aim well, bring the club down on plane, and square the face. Unfortunately with you, you're aiming out to the right. Fortunately for you, you are coming from on plane, and then your compensation is in the grip, which shuts the face down. Therefore, it prevents you from hitting the ball out to the right where you're actually aimed, and we can sort of hit what we refer to as sort of a smother pull. And then obviously, depending on what that face does, it might become a smother pull hook where it goes left, or you might even lose a little right if that face doesn't actually get shut. But I would hazard to guess, because of that grip, it probably does shut down the most of the time. Okay? Anyways, if at any point in time you want to fine-tune any of these things with your golf swing, I'm over at Glen Abbey. Be happy to help you out with that. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments at all, looking for a unique gift to provide to your guests, you can certainly feel free to reach out regarding my swing analysis services. All my contact information is at the end of the video, and certainly feel free again to reach out. Anyways, I hope you had a great day. Hope you enjoyed getting an opportunity to see your swing on video, and hope you have a great summer, and maybe you might hear from you. Take care.